All right, guys, welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned. Happy New Year's Eve. As we get ready for the ball drop, I figure we go ahead and go over some bourbons we picked up this week, and along with make a couple old fashions. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive right in. Oh, now my phone wants to go off like crazy. There we go. Cool. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm already knocking stuff over, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the first bottle here. I picked up a bottle of St. Augustine's Florida Straight Bourbon from the St. Augustine Distillery. Now, for this one, you guys might be able to tell I've dented this one. I've put a good mark in this one for the Miami game. If you guys saw the little post I made earlier, Miami played Baltimore, and you guys, if you know football, you know how that went. So we'll go ahead and make an old fashioned with this, just so we have a little something to drink on while we go through all these. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys are drinking on. This one's a different jig. What is this? Put that off to the side. If you guys don't know how to make an old fashioned, I'm not going to explain that. You can go back and check out one of the other videos, but I am going to use the St. Augustine one. Maybe finish that off tonight at this point. Little orange bitters. Has the camera been blurry the whole time? What's going on here? Oh, it's playing with me, huh? Well, that was a little technical difficulty there, huh? That was weird. I think the little plastic part of the camera was touching the screen. And then, of course, orange bitters, spice cherries bitters. You know how we do. And then Florida Straight. I should use the other side, but work a little harder, not smarter at this point. Chris, you drink on Taylor? I almost picked up a bottle earlier. I saw it, but honestly, I don't know how much Taylor goes for normally, but they wanted like 400 for it. And I knew that wasn't right. But I did pick up something, so we'll get into that in a little bit. But Happy New Year's. Let me know down below which New Year's show you guys watching. Is it gonna be the New York one or this new like Kentucky one? I figure if you guys drink bourbon, it might be the Kentucky. I should have got a napkin. There we go. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I'm actually from St. Augustine, so the distillery is like a 10-minute drive away. But their bourbon is really good. And from the past few years, they started with that Florida Straight bourbon, and then they moved into getting like a toasted one. They have a couple special, like, honestly, I don't know what they are. There's one with like a cognac finish. There's one done in one of their wine barrels as well. And they have one that was like super fancy, but honestly, it was like 800 bucks, and I was like, I'm not spending 800 bucks on that bottle. So I didn't even ask him at that point. I did try their toasted though, and it was pretty good. It wasn't as good as like the Elijah Craig toasted, but it was also cheaper. What's happening with this camera? Me of all people should not be having camera issues. I'll tell you that. Baker's Drinks Live? What's that? Am I missing something? Should I be switching the channel here? We have the New York one on right now. The wife wants to watch that one, so figure I don't really care too much about that stuff. I just want to see the ball drop. That's really it. All the other stuff I don't care too much about. That's good. I really like the St. Augustine Old Fashioned. Well, one thing I did pick up as well this week was the Old Fashioned mix from St. Augustine as well, compared to like one of these Elijah Craig ones that I have. Like this is like $6. This is like 15, but it's like twice the size. That, and I actually like the St. Augustine a lot better. Kind of like both things. You don't really need like to add in bitters or sugars or anything like that. You just add in your garnish. And for me, when I'm like just trying to make like a quick drink rather than get all fancy with it, it's definitely like a good move to go to something like that. That and to switch it up, like the Elijah Craig one is like a black walnut, which is really good. Where that one's, I don't know what that is yet. I can't figure out, and it doesn't say it on the bottle. So, but to kind of dive into like the first pickup this week, there's a video coming out next week for this, but obviously you guys know what it is. It's Buffalo Trace. Cameras, this is gonna drive me nuts. What is this? Oh lordy. I can't with that. That's not gonna cut that. Sorry guys, technical difficulties here. This is bizarre in its own self right here. But it won't let me switch that. Okay, maybe that will fix it. A whiskey YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with something like that. I mean, are they doing like a ball drop? Because that's kind of cool, actually. I like that a lot. I'm not actually going to try the Buffalo Trace. I've drank this a million times. But I did pick this up. I actually got this on sale, so that was kind of a cool pickup to go to. In St. Augustine, they have Shore's Liquors, which is like a pretty popular one at this point. But they, that's, to see Buffalo on sale, especially the liters, I think I got it for like $29.99. So that was like a good, like, in my case, like a steal around here. Normally, you're getting around $35, $40. So, next pickup, let's see, the McKenna. You guys seen the video on this one. This one came out recently, but the McKenna 10-year age, honestly, I really like it. It's different, though. It's not like the... I'm going to break this camera. What is happening? That should fix it. It did not fix it. It's about as good as we can get it at this point. Yeah, it's like if I look down at this, it just starts tweaking out. But yeah, McKenna 10-year age, that was a good one. What I was saying, it's not as like I wouldn't buy this just all the time. I wouldn't pick it over a lot of things. Like I'm not gonna pick it over Woodford's Double Oak. I'm not gonna pick it over even like the St. Augustine's now. But I do like it to be kind of one of those things that just kind of sits on the shelf, and when I'm in a mood for it, I'm definitely gonna come back to it. So good pickup there. I don't remember the price on that one, but I did say it in the other video. It was pretty good. Like I don't buy anything that's gonna be way too expensive or way too overpriced. I like to kind of find things that are on sale or for a deal. Next up is going to be the Michter's bourbon. Everybody told me to get the rye. I couldn't find the rye. I found the bourbon. So that's going to be coming out, a new video coming out for this one soon. I could give it a little taste real quick, though. I think that would be kind of cool. A little taste test. can't see my computer from the little bar setup, so I keep trying to look over at it. What's funny, guys, is like for my actual job, like I'm a photographer, so like this camera issue stuff is pissing me off, to be honest. Let's go ahead and try the Michter's though. So I like to, pour in a little Glencairn in there, give it a little taste. Voice is going out now. I like that. I think I've had this before, but it's been so long, like, who knows what I've had at this point. What is that? What is that, like 90? Yeah, it's 91.4 proof. That's not bad. I like that a lot. I taste a lot of like caramel and like vanilla in there, so anything with like vanilla in it, honestly, I feel like I'm always going to say I like it just because that note is like one of the notes that kind of like stand out the most to me whenever I drink anything. That and caramel. So yeah, I like that. I'll make a video on that coming out soon. Let me know if you guys want to see more like that, like the McKenna video where I kind of tell a little bit of the story with it first and then kind of break into a taste test, because that was kind of fun. It was a pain in the butt trying to find, any kind of clips on them because nobody has that out there right now. So that was the only downside to that. I did pick up this little bottle of Willet. I know it's like a little double shot, but this was from Total Wine. They didn't really have anything that I wanted when I went there. So when I went and picked stuff up, I was looking at this bourbon that was like in a baseball, but I'm not going to break that out until baseball season. So that will be a opening day kind of bottle for me. Are you guys, and you guys may not be, you guys sports fans, baseball fans, what's your kind of go-to here? I am going to try this Willet. I can't smell into that. Let's break out another one. That's clean, right? Yeah, that's clean. Oh, wow. A lot of fruit in that one. I think my nose is getting clogged. Yes, it's the Willet straight rye whiskey. It's the man, maybe I need glasses. It's 104 proof. It was right at the register, so it wasn't like let me hunt this down type of thing. I saw it and I was like, that could be good. UFC and boxing? Wait, what are we talking about? Are they have a live stream where they do UFC fights? Yo, sign me up. Like, yo, that sounds like a good time. But yeah, ryes. So for ryes, I'm not like a huge fan of the rye. Like, I like it, but I gotta be in like the mood for it. I'm not gonna just voluntarily choose that over everything else. So yeah, so when it comes to that, I'm more of like the basic bourbon is what I'm going to want to drink on like the daily. Something like this, I'm probably going to want to, pick up every once in a while, drinking with a buddy or something. Or you guys. I like it, but I also don't like it at the same time. It kind of tickled my taste buds. Well, this is the part that I liked. It's probably that spice in there. Wow, what? Like, that's the weirdest. I don't know if I like it or don't like it, guys, to be honest. Oh, okay. Yeah, my bad. UFC and boxing? Yeah, so I mean, you probably hate me for this. I only watch boxing when it's Jake Paul. It's the only time I ever kind of get excited for it. Whether it's him winning or him losing, like I'm kind of here to watch that. UFC is definitely. I like to make bets on UFC fights. So like I'll build a whole parlay, get that rolling, and then I'm all the way. But I'm definitely on like I like McGregor, I like Sean O'Malley. Those kind of fighters are definitely like I don't know. I like the exciting ones. The ones that know how to sell themselves. If they don't know how to sell themselves, it's just like, oh, you're just boring. You know? Second sip there. If I was Portnoy, it's only one bite, but two sips? Two sips is kind of the move there. That second sip was a lot better. I actually like that. I like it because it's like I don't know, it reminds me of like a gingerbread. I don't know if that's what's in there. I wasn't like tasting it, but like the way it kind of affects my tongue, it kind of like makes it feel like fireworks are going off in there. Something just happened with my camera there. What just happened? Did it break? That's crazy looking. That's bizarre. There's gotta. I probably messed up the settings. To be honest, trying to set it up. I wasn't planning to go live. I kind of went live like last second and said, you know what? I could dabble. Let's see. It did. It kind of. Sorry, you see the palm of my hand. I about broke the camera at that. I left the lens hood on. That could have been the issue. Rest in peace to that lens hood. This old fashioned though itself is just straight up delicious. This is probably gonna have to end the live if this keeps going. I'm way too OCD for something like this. Yeah, I don't like that. Well, if I give this a work, I'll go into the last few bottles here. I won't take up too much time. I did get one allocated bottle because the girl behind the counter had zero idea what she was doing. Ay, Dios míos. Brutal to fix that. Let's go into second to last bottle. I picked up 1800 tequila. I know this isn't a tequila channel, but if any of you guys went to Vegas before and you went to Cosmopolitan, they have a drink there called the Button Drink. And the Button Drink is basically like tequila and like pineapple. I'm going to switch it up a little bit because I'm not a fan of pineapple, but you're supposed to put pineapple over top, and then you put this flower. It's called a buzz flower. Yeah, buzz flower. I think is what it's called. It's basically like the toothache flower, right? And what you do is when you chew on it, makes your whole mouth go numb, and it kind of makes it feels like ants are crawling around in your mouth. But the whole point of the flour is when you take the sip of the drink the first time, right? You kind of taste a normal drink, and the flour is then changing your taste buds to make the drink taste different each time. So it's a fun little like party kind of drink. So I picked up some tequila and I bought some of the flowers. So we're gonna try that out next week, and then we can kind of dive in, and I can explain it to you guys a little bit more in depth. Because the first time I did it, I thought I was gonna die. I didn't know what was happening. Other bottle I picked up though, guys, you can kind of see it's Blanton's. You kind of know what that is, right? It's nothing too crazy, but for around here, everything in Florida, or at least in my part of Florida, you need to be part of some kind of point system, or you need to be kind of buddy with the owner of the store and stuff like that. So there's a local liquor store right around the corner from here, next to a Publix. It's not a Publix liquor though. And the last time I went there, the girl told me no, she can't sell anything like that. I was like, all right, valid. I don't shop that often there. It's every once in a while, and it's usually just to go get cherries, which I did get more cherries. But I saw it up like on the shelf, like right off to the side, and I was like, I bet you they're not going to sell that. But if I just ask a price and they tell me, then I'll just say, yeah, I'll take that. And she was just like standing there. It was fairly busy too. I think that kind of played a big factor in it. But as soon as she said, is this all? I said, no, how much is the price on the Blanton? She told me it was $79. She said $79. I go, you just have one, or do you have more back there? She goes, no, we just have the last one. I go, I'll take it. And then she sold it to me. So we were able to kind of pick that up for not having to do anything crazy. What's up with this bottle? Oh, it's got the plastic on it. So yeah, they had the Stag too. They had the E.H. Taylor, but like the price of the E.H. Taylor was disgusting. I wasn't gonna pay that. That's the one I actually wanted. I didn't care to pick up the Blantons like that, but the Stag, I think they wanted like $300 for it, and I was like, I don't know where your prices get off. I don't know how they had this so much lower, but the other one's so much higher. So that's new to me. So let me grab one of these, and we can get a little taste test going. Yeah, Chris, like, so that's the issue, right? If I found it several times, but most people are wanting like 150 around here, and I'm not paying 150 bucks for a bottle of Blands. It's like, it's not that serious, you know. I want the whole part about getting a bourbon that tastes good is also getting it for a good price, because if you pay too much, it's just not, it doesn't taste as good. I always use this example, like with the time that me and my wife went to Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen in Vegas. We went on our honeymoon, right? And obviously with Hell's Kitchen, you have all these expectations, right? You get, his signature dishes, his signature drinks and all that. And they're all good, but you see the prices beforehand. I spent like $600, $700 on a dinner. And when I know I'm paying that much, I'm like, the level of food, like, it's not worth that much. So like for me, like getting this bottle for low, I'm like, yeah, it's probably gonna taste a little bit better. But if I got it for $200, I'd probably think it tastes like crap. The one thing I do like about Blands, I do like these tops. Like I want to like get all these, and I can put them on different things, because I think I like the horse guys. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, I mean the tops are kind of cool. I know you can collect them, but I think that would be kind of like, I have to get them buying the bottles. I can't just go buy the tops. I think that's cheating, right? You guys let me know if that's not cheating. Let me get a link to that. Should have got some water. Instead, I have some Prime. Ooh. I've had Blanton's a few times, but the most recent time I had it, I didn't have to pay for it, so I thought it was real good. Right, my buddy got married in Wisconsin, and I was there to shoot the wedding for the photographer wise. And when it's your friend at the wedding, you can kind of drink and kind of hang out after you get all the good important photos. But they had a bar going, and he's like, you got to get one of these in an old fashioned. Again, at that point, I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was just regular bourbon. And the bartender, I was like, yeah, let me get a Blanton's Old Fashioned. And she looked at me like she wanted to punch me in the face. She gave it to me straight. She didn't put it in an Old Fashioned. So I'm going to have to be able to taste test that myself. If it does make a better Old Fashioned than everything else I have, that honestly, I hope it doesn't. I hope it just makes a weak old fashioned because I normally like to just drink an old fashioned. I like to taste test and make sure I like the bourbons neat, but if this is good in old fashioned, I'm sure the wife is watching, but she won't like she won't like what happens to the pocketbook. Yeah, I mean it's Blanton's. I like it a lot. Oaky, vanilla, sweet, kind of everything I'm hoping for in a bourbon. Which one is this? Bottle number 84. It's so hard to read on this thing. Rickhouse, either 44 or 11 or H. They got handwriting like I do. 93 proof. That's not bad. Let me put the top back on here before I spill it. That doesn't feel secure. That's not bad. I got people asking me questions through text. I'm not answering text questions. That's not how this works. So yeah, Blanton's A+ pick up there. I'll have to make some kind of video with that, but I don't want to do the same basic stuff that most people are doing. They're just like, yeah, bourbon, yeah, like that's good. Maybe I'll do that too, but I want to get a little bit more creative with it because I know there's a lot more hype to that, and like that hypeness for the bourbon right now is not being explained properly. I like to use that example. Like, I don't know how old any of you guys are, but when I was younger, when shoes started becoming popular, right? There was obviously the Jordan phase, and everybody got Nikes, Air Force Ones, right? And you start rolling through the retros for the Jordans, and shoes kind of picked up in popularity. But then there was this like giant leap, and the leap came from the Yeezys, right? Kanye West's shoe. And basically what happened is as soon as the Yeezys dropped, everybody wanted everything to do with shoes, right? People were buying them up, they're reselling them, and like this craze went nuts. And honestly, I think that's what's happening with Blanton's. Blanton's is the Yeezy for bourbons, where it's kind of making everybody know what's going on in this industry, and it started to just take off. So you have all these people rushing out to go buy everything they possibly can so they can resell it and make money, because anything that's popular, in a sense, can make somebody money somewhere. So people are just trying to get their hustle on and go get it. And that's fine. But at the same time, like, people got to be aware that people are going to do that. Oh, my comments were backed up. $100? So $100 for Blanton's is like the top line for me. Like, if they would have said like 105, I probably would have still done it. But anything less than that, I'd be okay with. Sharp Dressed Cat. What the fuck, I'm late. Yeah, you are. You're definitely late. You said you thought the shoes became popular centuries ago. It feels like that, don't it? Shoes were obviously popular, right? Don't get me wrong. Like Jordans and stuff, like there's been these waves, but there was like a wave where they was still pretty high. But then when the second Yeezys dropped, I mean, Yeezys, I have a pair right now that have been worn and beat the crap. I could still sell them for over $1,000. And they're nothing. They're just fabric. You know what I mean? So for shoes to be able to go for 8 to 10 times what you bought them after you wore them and made them all dirty, put your nasty little feet in there, it's crazy. And that's what I'm seeing in the bourbon industry right now is like these hype bottles. They're worth, like, for example, Buffalo's a $30 bottle all day every day. It's good, but everybody's going to hype it up to where it's eventually going to be a $60 bottle because people know you're going to go out and buy it for $60 just because you want it, because everybody else has it, if that makes sense. So that's my rant on what's happening. Real question, though, for you guys is, for your old fashions, do you eat the cherry when you're done, or do you make another old fashioned and reuse the cherry? I need to know that before I make my next move. I need a bigger table, or I would have set it all up nice and pretty for you guys. So if I make an old fashioned with the Blantons, I think that's a good way to end the year. What time is it? It's only 9:30. Should I smoke the old fashioned was the question, because I do like to have a nice smoked old fashioned. I need another cup. Be right back. You guys will see me in the background, but I'm more of a grab an ice. So. That's funny. What do you say? Eat the cherry. Cherries are not meant to be recycled. Touche. I agree with that. But I was about to, like, if everybody's, no, don't, you have to reuse a cherry. I was not about to get called out in front of everybody. That's hilarious, though. If you're not eating or drinking the old fashioned for the cherry, I don't know what we're doing here. Where's my glass? Oh, there it is. All right. Blanton's Old Fashioned, baby. I have high hopes, and I'm also hoping it's not good. I was about to make it with the cube sugar, but I don't know where it's at. Little cherries. Spiced cherry bitters again. And of course, the orange bitters. Do you guys like using two different bitters, or is that just like a me thing? Because for me, I don't like I'm drawing a blank on what the bitters are called. The yellow bottle. You know what I'm talking about. What the heck's the name of those bitters? The ones that don't give you any extra flavor. I like the bitters that are going to give you a little subtle hints of things. Like this one is the Woodford orange bitters. The other one is the spiced cherries. And I have the chocolate ones down below as well. Obviously, that's for the chocolate old fashioned and things like that. But for me, I just want those little subtle hints of things to be in there. What is this? This is K-pop? The New York show, honestly, is losing it for me here. There hasn't been one good artist on there that I've been like, yeah, I mess with that. Totally lost track. Oh, I'm using a small side again. Just dump it all in. Just waste it all right now. A little spoon action. Oh, that hurts. I know that hurts. And cherries. I feel like all of my things I add into my old fashions are oh wait, what did he say? Oh, bro, buddy, you get. Sorry, my man. We're gonna get real reckless in here. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Here we go. I got you. Don't worry. We'll turn the live stream up a little bit. You know. Ooh. My bad. I had to change real quick. You know. I had to dial it up. I don't care for the Bills. And no, I don't hope you guys win next week. I was watching the Patriots game on the double box next to the Dolphins, just getting absolutely destroyed. Yeah, right next to it, just hoping you guys would just mess up. Anguster, yes. Oh, thank you. I like that comment, but I'm not a Bills fan. I can't do it. After the football season, though, like totally fine. That's hilarious. I had it on before the stream, took it off just because it gets a little hot. I'm probably about to take it back off, to be honest. I'm going to try it first and then I may smoke it. Just depends. Honestly, what sucks though is like us losing to the Ravens to now and you guys winning. All season we've been ahead and we could lose it right at the last second. And if you didn't know, Xavier Howard is out now. He could be pretty messed up with an ankle injury. And Bradley Chubb tore his ACL today. We're going downhill. Who was it? Waddle was out. Raheem Mostert was out today. Yeah, you're right about that. Somehow you guys beat some of the best teams, but then lose some of the worst teams. And that's like the opposite of us. We play really good against really bad teams. And then we just forget how to play entirely when we play anybody good. Not because they do anything special, just because that's Miami for you. I'm taking the jersey off now, guys. I've had my fun. You guys didn't have to tip me to take that off, did you? I need a napkin. I spilt that ice. What's funny is we move in like less than a month, and right now I'm kind of in like a makeshift office in like the living room part. And I had an office in our last place, but we downsized just because things get crazy expensive. And now we're going back into another 3-bedroom, so I'll have my own office again, so I won't have to be like pieces here, pieces there, pieces over there. We can kind of just have everything all in one spot again. So. Oh, you're good, man. You don't have to comment just to comment. I'm totally fine talking to myself. Just ask my wife. But yeah, no, Chubb getting hurt, that sucks. Tua, to be honest, I think that was him being like, "Oh, my shoulder hurts," just because like he needed to get out of the game. They should have took out all the stars right before Bradley Chubb got hurt. They literally said, "Why are they all still in there?" Right? Because you left Ramsey and all of them in. At that point, the game was over. Take them out. Take it on the chin. I always try to say like, if the game's over, just end the game. Wave a white flag. Call it a day. Because risking your players at that point is just stupid. So I can go back and forth on the Dolphins all day. I'm also a Marlins fan and a Miami Heat fan, so I'm from Miami, obviously. For this Blanton Old Fashioned, though, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's anything special. I do like that it's got like the vanilla coming through fairly good, but I did lose a lot of the oak, which is what I like a lot of double oak old fashioned. So I'm gonna go ahead and smoke this with some cherry wood. Spice up a little bit. It is a fairly smooth old fashioned though, if we're like critiquing it. But yeah, usually I like a Woodford's double oak. I like the St. Augustine's. That one's got a nice bite to it on top of it being kind of smooth. Favorite old fashioned? Man. So it is very much between the St. Augustine. I like the St. Augustine's a lot, even though it's like it's a lower proof. Yeah, this is like an 88 proof, but it's one of those bourbons that I could just sit there and drink all day. right? And then Woodford's double oak. Woodford's double oak with all the Woodford's like extras that you put into it. It just they knew what they were doing when they made the bitters and the cherries. It pairs fairly well, along with the Woodford cherries. It has some of the bourbon in there, so it's been soaking in it, which kind of adds, complementing to the Woodfords. But the double oak, that to me is probably like I don't need to smoke it for it to be good. You know, I could just drink that straight up. The St. Augustine's is more of like a little bit cheaper, better price point. It's just as good, but it doesn't have as much of the oakiness to it. So I need to smoke it for it to be like that perfect old fashioned. And really, my favorite old fashioned is probably one that I've never had. Is like probably the best answer I could ever give you, because I like trying different ones. That's why I have all these different bitters, all the different simple syrups and stuff like that, because I want to kind of change them out per day and kind of figure out what could be the best. And until I find one that really like makes me take my socks off or something, like I'll just keep drinking them. But like a daily drinker would be one of these two. This Blanton one, it's not bad, especially when you add a little bit of smoke to it. It's pretty good. I better be careful. Slam drinks in 30 minutes could really be a little bit dangerous. This is Blanton's. But yeah, so other than the stuff they see here, what's kind of like your guys' go-to bourbon? Obviously, don't tell me the most expensive thing in the world either. That's crazy. That can't be your favorite. You know, I thought the same thing, but I can't find a toasted bourbon that I think would be good enough for an old fashioned. I'm sure the Elijah Craig could be fine, but I can't find one for under 125, and I don't really want to spend 125 for that. Penelope toasted, I'd love to find that, but it's not around here that I've seen. I don't see any kind of Penelopes around here. I don't know. Is Penelope allocated? I don't think it's allocated, but if it is, like that's probably why. Also, what part of the world are you guys in? Are you guys my next door neighbor? Or do you guys live in the UK? I have a few viewers from the UK. That was pretty funny. They were like, "Oh, this must be an American thing," and I was like, "Yeah, it is." You put some spirals in a Buffalo Trace? That sounds good. So I thought about putting in some type of like oak spirals in different bourbons. And then as soon as I found that Oak and Eden bourbon, right? And that was like where like you can customize it. And it kind of had everything I wanted, like vanilla, brown sugar stuff. It had the oak, honey, but I wanted all of that all in one, and they wouldn't do that. So I just was like, I'm not paying for a custom bottle if I can't have everything I want. Wisconsin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Wisconsin's where I had Blanton's last. We were in Boulder Junction, and that's where the wedding was in Boulder Junction. Wisconsin's weird, man. To be honest, like that was the only time I've ever visited there, and I didn't like that you couldn't split checks. Everything was like far away. It was a weird visit, but everything was super beautiful though. Like scenery wise, like the drives were always like really nice to go on. Plus, it was like middle of summer, and it was like 65, 70, which was really nice. Sam Houston 15 year? I can't say I've had that. Sam Houston. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. So I'm horrible with like names, right? Like, so you could say Sam Houston now. I won't remember it tomorrow, but like the picture of the bottle, I would remember that. Colorado. Oh, we almost went to Colorado for Christmas. Um, yeah, and like the allocated stuff is different per state. That's why I asked kind of where you're at, because like I'll watch some videos too, and like people in like Georgia will have different allocation bottles, and Florida, and the same thing like for North Carolina is different from here. I travel a lot between Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, like probably once a month, once every other month. So like I can drive up easily and just swing by and pick something up if I knew it was there. The issue you kind of run into, especially with allocated stuff, is they want you to kind of be in their point system or spend a lot of money with them first. And a lot of times I just don't want to do that, right? I like around here, I have the Total Wine, right, hookup where I've spent enough money there. And a couple of the liquor stores around here, they kind of know that I go in all the time, just either if it's looking or buying. So like those are the places I can kind of get into, but across the states, I don't shop enough in those. Oh, like an apple pie? Oh, mess me up some apple pie. Yeah, I'll have to check into that. The getting something like that would be game changer. So like obviously I like bourbon more than I like really anything. Whiskey, obviously, all that kind of stuff, like brown liquor in general, really. Um, but when we went to Tennessee and we obviously went to Gatlinburg, and you go to old no Sugarlands has that Appalachian apple pie. That stuff right there is you just hand me the bottle and like just leave me alone. Like that's some good apple pie juice. But trying to like merge that into like an old fashioned. So what's funny is I picked up these. I was trying to make like an apple pie old fashioned. I haven't figured out how to do it properly yet, but I picked up apple blossom bitters and they're good, right? Don't get me wrong, but it's not apple pie, right? It's just like hints of apple. And trying to figure out how to get like a perfect apple pie old fashioned is it's gonna take me a little bit to like really figure out how to do it. But when I do, you guys will see it. I'll figure out how to get that video going. You got the spirals from Amazon? I mean, are you recommending it? Like, is that like, do you think they're like that good? Because Amazon's a little sketchy. Not like sketchy, don't like that came out weird, but like buying something I'm going to be drinking or eating off of Amazon, I've never done that before. Charger, a battery. Oh yeah, Amazon all day. Like I've never had something come in the mail from Amazon. You know what? Let me eat that. Oh, fireworks. I forgot people do fireworks on New Year's. I used to, but kind of slacking. But I heard a little firework go off. I was like, something's happening. $15 though. I mean, $15 you can risk it, right? You just gotta find the right bourbon that you're willing to risk it in. To, like test it out. I could probably throw it in like a St. Augustine one, especially since that needs some oak. Get like an oak spiral, toss it in there. Don't laugh at me. I'm here for it. Let's look it up right now. American oak infused spirals, medium toast. Okay. You got heavy toast. What do you have? Did you have like a heavy toast, a medium plus toast? What kind of toast do we have here? I mean, $12 for these small ones, but I feel like if you're gonna do it, right? These are all sponsored too, which means don't buy those. That one's sponsored too. Barrel aged in a bottle. $11 for a 2-pack. I mean, I guess this wouldn't be too bad. It doesn't look that sketchy, right? Nobody's gonna put something bad in your oak spiral. Yeah, I'll pick one up. That could be kind of cool, just to play around with. Like, just throw like these aren't that expensive. This is a 375 milliliter bottle of the St. Augustine, and I got it for like 25 bucks, somewhere in that ballpark. Um, so pop it in one of these. Plus, it's smaller. It'd probably take half the time. I think that could be a good experiment at least, just to like test it out to say, hey, is it worth it? Because if it is, then we get one of the bigger bottles and just start getting crazy with it. My drinking buddy has them on his Amazon products. Who's your buddy? Hold on. He might. Is that what's his name? That's a YouTuber, right? I don't watch a lot of other like bourbon guys too often. There was one guy I remember him saying, "Hey, like it's your drinking buddy" or something like that, and I was like, "Wow, that's catchy." But like other than that, I don't know if that's the right guy or if that's what he says. But the only like other YouTuber that I like have watched would been what's his name? Bruzel. Bruzel? I might be butchering that name. The older guy. That's rude, but you know what I mean. The older guy, because he like actually he like knows his stuff, so it doesn't matter like what he's doing. He explains it pretty well. Um, I watched the like two videos of like the bourbon junkies, and they were okay, but I can't like I like the shorter form videos a lot of times. Like watching somebody like that long for me is just like I can't. I don't have the attention span. Yeah, I mean, I'll look him up. I like bourbon a lot. I'll look him up and I'll see which one does he have, and then I can kind of compare it between the two. Um, but yeah, I think that's a good idea. Obviously, like I wanted to check out the Oak and Eden one because they had that, plus they had the extra stuff. But maybe I just get crazy and get my own and just start using St. Augustine's, especially because they're local. I might be able to kind of play around and get a hookup from them as well. I mean, don't get hung up on the name. Honestly, like this is my third channel, right? I've had other YouTube channels. Um, they didn't do that great, right? They're not at zero, but the name doesn't matter at all, to be honest. Like, obviously, you want it to be something that you can say and feel confident with. Like, call me old fashioned, bro. That rolls right off the tongue. But for the most part, like, once somebody's subscribed, they're just clicking on a button at that point. They're not typing in your name every day. So if you really want to do it, just do it. I mean, I've scrolled through like trying to figure out for that McKenna video that I made. I was trying to find clips of Henry McKenna. Obviously, 1837. You're not finding clips of that guy, but I was trying to find something along those lines, and I was going through other videos, and like there's people with 10 subscribers that literally are using their iPhone. I'm over here complaining because my camera won't focus, but other people are using their phones. So you can start it. Who cares? Just if you want to do it, just do it. That's always my advice. I mean, you're probably better than me at it. I just like to get drunk and have an old fashioned. Hey, it's meals. We're rolling on 2 o'clock, guys. We're about 2 hours left in the year. So really, the next time you guys are going to see me is next year. No? I liked it. I like the joke. Yeah, see? If you use your iPhone, bro, it's like my wife, she has a new phone, the iPhone 15. Bro, that one's nasty. Like if you have something like that, especially if like you know how to use it, you can get like an app where you can completely control the settings and really make it look better than mine. Well, hopefully not. I have a really good camera, but like I know how to use it. Apparently not though, because I don't know how to get the focus all the time. The issue, though, I already know what the issue is with the focus on this. Like, if I would have to unplug it to refix it for some reason, but yeah, really being able to just grab your phone or a small camera. Like here, this is like my main little rig right here that I've used. Is a little DJI. Oh, it's not going to focus on it. It's a cube system, right? Where it splits in two, battery, camera, and this you can put on like a necklace. I wear this around. Like I can wear this into like a liquor store. A lot of times, like people aren't going to say anything to me because it looks like a necklace, and by the time they realize it's a camera, they don't say anything. But something like that, this is only like $200 too, and it shoots in 4K. So if you really didn't want to use your phone, but your phone, to be honest, is like the best way to start, because a lot of people will tell you like, hey, start with whatever you have. And then as you kind of get practice in, because your first few videos, just like mine, they're going to suck. You know, they always do. And then once you kind of get into a rhythm, figure out what style you like, and then you start buying from there. Why are you LOLing me? Chris, don't you have a channel? I think I clicked on your page. I'm not sure though. I clicked on a few people that subscribed. Well, there was one girl that was roasting me last night. Oh, buddy, that was hilarious. I'm not going to go into that. If you want to go find it, but it's a good conversation. I got a little scratch off at the store. I figure best way to become a millionaire is live on YouTube. So it's not one of those cheap ones either. This is a $50 one. Figure we break in the new year, right? Below average bourbon. Yeah, I think that's the one I clicked on. Right? I may have. If that's your channel, why is your name? Do you have two different channels? Like one for you to like kind of hang out on, and the other one something else, or? Yeah, bro. Scratchers are where it's at. I went to Vegas recently. I lost my ass, so I kind of come back home, reel it back in a little bit, you know. I obviously not yet, but further down the road, what I'd like to do is more of like not have to like sit here and explain bourbon all day. Just kind of hang out, kind of like what I've been doing the last few minutes. Hang out, drink, and do a little bit of gambling, maybe blackjack. That's my kind of live stream. It's just kind of like a Friday night hanging out. Did we win anything? No, not yet. Not yet. We'll split it though. Don't worry. I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't know how to do that. I'm like when it gets technical, I don't know how to do all that. But I like that though. That's kind of cool though, where you can kind of like comment as your name instead of your channel. Bro, that's fine. Yeah, of course it's yours too. We're close though, boys. So what sucks is like whenever you get that number, like you're number 17, but you get an 18, it's just a half an inch away. I like to take my time with the scratchers because it's $50 worth. So you got to kind of make it worth your while. I like bourbon a lot. Yeah, if you just shot it and you think it sucks, post it anyway. Because my first YouTube video I ever did, I filmed it like 30 times, right? And then I ended up making the video saying I filmed this 30 times. So whatever I say in this one is going up. And it actually did pretty well. That was like on my vlog channel when I wanted to be like Logan Paul and all them. That was a long time ago, by the way. AKA last week. I like bourbon a lot. I did. Okay, cool. Is that your channel? I like bourbon a lot, by the way. Wait, was it you and your wife, by the way, in the video? I don't know if that was a quick yes. I don't know if that was to me or to a different question. It could have been like sister. I don't know who it is. I'm guessing wife. Babe, you can come out here. Yeah, it's fine. Bro, Sharp Jess Cat, you're crazy, bro. $50. The experience better be good. You're telling me, right? Yeah. So I watched yours actually. I watched a piece of it. It wasn't bad. I did know it was on your phone, but like when somebody subscribes, it pops up on my phone. I don't know how to get that to stop. So like I just click on it, and like if somebody has a channel, like I'll go and watch like a couple minutes of it. I'm not like hunting for anything, but whenever I go watch it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of. It really wasn't bad. I think you guys were doing like a taste test or something. I don't. I don't know how to do all that. Like I could do a taste test like one individual, but testing multiple, it deep fry my tongue. Bro, we're just one number away the entire time. $34. Oh, I thought I had it. Thought I had it. Oh. No. I'm saving the last two rows for now. What do they have going on? Nothing. Can you believe? So my wife told me this, right? The people that stood out there for the ball in New York are wearing adult diapers right now because they can't move from their spot or it's going to get stolen. So they can't go to the bathroom. So they're just going on themselves right now. The more you know. Yeah. That's why I had to save the last two, right? The biggest amount I've ever won on a scratch off though was like $500, right? Not on a $50 one. It was like a 20 or something. But I didn't hit it to the last number. But when I hit it, oh, it was a good time. I mean, scratchers, I don't expect to win, right? I'm here just to kind of have fun with it, just like any kind of gambling, really. Sports betting though, I'm the absolute worst. Like I always go into it going like that's a good bet, and then it's always the opposite. I almost bet on the Ravens today simply because I'm that bad at sports betting. Don't worry, I'll bet on the Bills next week. You're right. Yeah. All right. I didn't win anything yet, by the way.
Did New York turn off?
It's the same channel. Leave that open. I'm burning up in here.
Because you're drinking, it's cold.
Do you want to scratch the last line?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe in camera.
It's fine. Brutal. Oh, and it ends with the 12. It's always the 12s. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said I'd bet on the Bills. Every time I make a bet, I don't. So the other issue is I don't like betting against my own team because if I win that money, I'll be disgusted. But the other side of me says like, hey, like if you make that bet, you're basically guaranteeing the other team to win. So I'm gonna put like 2 G's on the Bills next week. Just saying. Now that I know you're a Bills fan, it's gonna be it's even better for me. Oh, that's funny. Your bad luck's worse than mine. I got some people that beg to differ. I got some pretty bad luck. I didn't win, guys. The scratch off's a rip off. You can double check these numbers for me. Oh, all right, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. We got 2 hours left for the wife. I got her some grape Welch's champagne, so I'm gonna get that ready for her. She's pregnant, by the way. She wanted me to make sure she knew that. She doesn't like bourbon though, so she wasn't gonna come out and drink the bourbon. But yeah, so stay tuned for the next video if you guys want to see any of the stuff, like the Blanton's video that's gonna come out. I can't remember what else I had. The Mictors, all that good stuff. I'll make some individual videos on that. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Happy New Year's. Stay safe tonight, and I will see you guys on the other side. Peace. All right, Cherry. Don't worry.